Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. We're doing another Grand Cross video. So, if you don't know what to prioritize in this game, it can be very, I want to say annoying. There's so many things to worry about. You got all these characters, and it's like, well, what characters do I prioritize? What items do I prioritize? What equipment do I prioritize? There's a lot of things that you got to take into consideration when you build units, when you work on units, when you level them up, etc, etc. So, that's why I'm making this video. This is more tailored towards newer players, because I know a lot of people they do genuinely enjoy the game, right? Even though it can get boring or stale, people do genuinely enjoy the game. They download it on the daily. So if you found yourself on this video, just stay here. You can get as much information as possible. So we got all these characters, right? So you can see my box. My account CC is 5.4 million, which is pretty good. It's pretty good. So all these characters I have these level 90 characters. Some of them are just for showcases, like for example this Blue Hendrickson, but other characters like Arthur, Bond, Easton, Lost Vein, Chandler, etc, I have them for a reason. So I guess we'll start off with Jericho, because she's a really good example. Jericho, she's level 90. So what you want to do is prioritize her for Belmoth. If you don't know what that is the latest raid that dropped on both JP and Global, and she's like one of the main units that you want to use for that event. She's really good. She has weak point on her first skill. It's amazing. She also has bleed, which procs her weak point, and that's really good. And then she has spike. So when she does get a crit, it'll do 2 times the crit damage, and her passive increases her crit chance by 10% per skill use. So it's really nice that she has that. So that's why she's at level 90. So you want to prioritize getting her up to level 90 if you do demons on a daily, right? If you prioritize demon raids, if you're someone that loves to farm them, then you do need Jericho for Belmoth. I think she is one of the main units that you're gonna primarily use, besides the newer tactic with Thonar, Green Dedeyede, I believe it's Zanari, and I can't remember. I think it's Liz. I think it's Liz, if I'm not mistaken. But if you're using that strat, you're gonna need Zanari. I personally, just in my honest opinion, think that strat might be more towards people who have summoned on the seasonal banner that left. If you have her, that's really good. I only have like 1 copy, I think. Yeah, okay, I got 2 copies, but yeah, she's good for that strat if you want to use her. I didn't work on her. I personally I'm not going to run that strat. I'm just going to keep using Jericho. So yeah, but she's really good for that as well. So that was a good example, right, Jericho? But like, if you are someone who prioritizes PvP, obviously you're going to want PvP meta units leveled up to level 90, such as Merlin, Assault Mode Meliodas, the one Escanor, Bond, Elizabeth. So you're gonna want those units leveled up if you're someone who prioritizes PvP. So Bond is a good example as well. He's the latest festival unit to release on both JP and Global, but JP, I'm sure we're gonna get more information on a festival unit in the coming days, right? Probably Monday or something like that. We'll get our first look at it, maybe somewhere around there. But he's really good. Obviously he's probably the best unit in the game. Like, he is the best unit in the game. His CC is pretty high, even for the equipment that I have on him, and his equipment is HP and defense, but he has crit chance and crit damage. If I would have just put attack, it would have been insane. But if you're someone who prioritizes PvP, then obviously you're gonna want these PvP units built up, right? Because they're quote unquote meta. And equipment for the units vary. Now you can do HP and defense for a lot of your characters in this game, right? Characters that you get, most of them you see probably will be ran with HP and defense. Like, for example, this Lolly Merlin, she has HP and defense you can put on her, or you could do HP and crit damage. Some people even do lifesteal. Like, some people really do use lifesteal. So you can see her CC, and she's not even really built up either. I don't have any of her equipments leveled up, I don't think so, or her cosmetics, I don't think so. Yeah, none of her cosmetics are leveled up. She doesn't have crazy, I don't think her equipment is that crazy, right? 14, 13, yeah, it's not even that crazy. So, and she's already at 57k. She's missing a dupe, by the way. So really good unit there. Obviously PvP unit primarily, but you can use her for some PvE events. She has this power strike skill, which is really nice. She also has this infect, which can counter Bond's healing. It can counter Bond's healing. It can counter Elizabeth's shield. It can do a lot. That card is really strong. So Merlin, there you go. You got Assault Melee as well. Very powerful unit. He is very strong. Unfortunately, he has become a victim to meta, and Bond is red and he's green, so Bond literally just, he cream pies him in PvP. You don't want to use him because he's just, he's not gonna be able to do much damage to Bond once Bond is built up with his buff skill, his passive and stuff like that. He's not gonna really do anything. So you got Meliodas there, which is really good because he's still a good character. You can use him in different types of PvE events, right? Now, speaking of PvE, if you're someone who prioritizes PvE, Chandler is a good example of this because Chandler is both PvP and PvE because you can use him in content with his full counter, which is a really strong skill, by the way. And then you have Dragon Claw, which blocks all skill effects, and it's powerful. So all in all, he's a very powerful unit. He can have this PvP passive proc, obviously in PvP, decreases all stats by 7% on enemies who uses skills. So if an enemy consistently uses skills, it'll stack, which is really fire. So he's strong in both PvE and PvE, so that's where he has the advantage. Same thing goes for the one Escanor. Both PvP and PvE very good. Green Gother is a staple on most teams in the game. I would say he honestly, if we're talking about overall unit in the game, I would say Gother's probably above everyone. Green Gother is that strong with his passive, ranking up, ultimate. He's just really strong. I think he is still #1 overall unit in the game. If we're talking about PvP, obviously Bond is #1. There's no denying that. Like he's too good. Like he's too good. That's the problem. He's literally too good. He's almost damn near like immortal once he's built up. So keep that in mind. Like he's strong. He's strong. But yeah, he's a really good example of that. Other units, I guess you could say like Droll, yada stuff like that. They can be used for other stuff, but it depends on what you're playing. And now enough about the characters, we'll go into the items. So SSR pendants and SR pendants. Now you can see how many units I still have to, get up there in level 80, level 90, whatever you want to call it. Most of these units will never even reach level 90 probably, but let's take Zaratras. So Zaratras is really good for Belmoth as well, but I have not touched him. So you go to Limit Break, and these SSR pendants are very important because with the update for level 90, you need, I believe, 21 pendants to go from level 0 to level 90, which is insane. So let's better example. I have 27 SSR pendants, right? If I were to get Valenti all the way to level 90 from right now, I would legit only have less than 10 pendants. I'll be at like 6. I'll literally be like at 6 pendants or something like that. It's insane. It's really crazy how much this update screwed over people who have like their box not it screwed them over. It screwed them over big time. And then you also have to take into consideration some of these units will never be touched anyway, but it still helps to have them level 80 and stuff like that for your overall account CC. So keep that in mind. So if you're prioritizing units, you want to be smart on how you do it. You don't want to rank, like you don't want to level up, oh my god, Blue Hellbrum. He's the only SSR because I just started that I have. I'm going to go ahead and level up. No, don't do that. Don't level him up to 90. Keep him at 60 out of 60. But don't level him up to 90. Like, be smart about what modes you know you're going to play and prioritize versus the ones you're not. For example, I play PvP. I mainly play PvP. So if we go into my teams for PvP, if I didn't mess them up. Yeah, see, this is the meta team. This is the meta team, so I use it. I think I was just having fun on this one, but this one right here is like for the gems, this is the team I use, so that way I can always get my 60 gems, because there's no, like, of course you can always win against any team in the game. It doesn't matter. You still have to play smart. But this team, you don't really have to think all that much. You really don't. So that's why I use this team to get my 60 gems, right? And it's a very, very powerful team, meta team, like I said. And then you just want to be able, like, to do that. So if we go into, like I said, the items, let's take this Gother, for example. You are, you know, you want to be smart, like changing your stats. You want to have as many anvils as possible. These substats suck, but you want to have as many hammers. You want to have as many anvils as like possible, right? So keep grinding those. Prioritize events that'll give you the hammers and anvils, and you should be golden. Same thing goes for engravement stones. You want to prioritize, you know, events that give you that. For example, go to this Ragnarok main menu thing. You go to the spin event, and it gives you really good stuff. Like, it gives you the super awakening coins that you need. Also, prioritize these. This is a must. Like, this is a must. You go here, it'll give you different types of, you know, materials that you need in the game. Really, really good. I love the spin event. It always is fun. And then you go to this as well. Where is it at? Oh, it's right here. So you go here, you go to the, like, the events, whatever you want to call that. You go to this. So the World Tree Tower, this will give you really good stuff as well. Like, it'll give you really good rewards, and, you know, you can play it, once these refresh. It does take a while, but once these refresh, you can play it. You're always guaranteed this. Always guaranteed these fragments that you need, and then once you get those fragments, you can exchange them in this shop for all of this. And this is good, especially the hammer. This is good. Like, this is actually really, really good. It does refresh, but just keep playing it and you should be fine. Like, there's no need to worry. You should be fine. And this probably will be here forever, by the way. World Tree Tower, it'll probably be here forever, so keep that in mind. Once they improve on it, it'll be a really, really good mode. So that's good as well. You know, you want to prioritize different types of things in this game, because every type of event in the game, it does help you no matter what it is. Some are less helpful than others, but majority of the events in the game will help you no matter what. Even this battle event, because it'll give you, you know, 2-star things that you, or 3-star awakening stones that you can upgrade in King's Exchange Shop. You can get diamond. You can, again, you know, these awakening stones are very, really good stuff. Like, really good stuff. Same thing with Eason, gives you enhancement stones. Enhancement stones are kind of easy to come by nowadays, but it wasn't at the start of the game. And then you also have this, right? The clock towers. I would never recommend anybody touch this at all. This is doo-doo garbage. This right here is doo-doo garbage. But then you have these. These are okay. These are okay. I wouldn't say they're like anything crazy, but they're okay. They're all right. So I think that pretty much wraps it up. I tried to make this really quick. I think it ended up being a little longer than I wanted it to be, but it's just to give you guys some quick overall information about the game, what units to prioritize, what game modes you play that will pretty much dictate how you build your box. You know, if you prioritize PvP, obviously PvP meta units. If you prioritize PvE, PvE units. If you prioritize, I don't know, demon raids, you know, units like that. Even Liz is good as well. And this part 3 banner just came out too. So you want to summon on the part 3 banner, go ahead and summon on the part 3 banner. There's no reason why you like why you know, you don't want to or shouldn't summon on this part 3 banner, because it's really good. Now obviously, if you're someone who's been playing for a while and have every single unit on this banner and then they're not 6 out of 6, don't summon on it, but it's still good. It's really good. So I mean, I think that pretty much wraps up this video. If you guys did enjoy, go ahead and leave a like for the algorithm. Comment below if this video was helpful for you or not, and as always, I will see you guys next time.